agree? Here they go.
Yeah, they are. And, you know, honestly, Danny, I think that the opening few games will be very important for Haik. And he knows the odds are against him. He is a really strong player, and he is certainly capable of beating Hikaru in a bunch of individual games. It's a great long series that's difficulty free. So if he can get out to a hot start, and he can frustrate Hikaru in the earlier games, that could bode well for him to score a bunch of points instead.
No, and what you're hitting on is almost kind of key, right? You almost feel like as the underdog, you have to come out and land some sort of punch in these things, right? Because as we know, the format can be used as a tilting, it's a back-to-back game affair where you don't have time to collect yourself as the stronger player. So if somehow the underdog can put the favorite on their heels a little bit, right? Then who knows what can happen, right? Momentum can be a tricky thing to measure in sports. So we'll see what Haik does here. We've got Hikaru's vintage kind of ready opening system. And now 1955 play early on. Gonna get the position we're about to know. Highlight why we need to is kind of like the shooting, which is a bit of a problem. You see Hikaru kind of take his head there, not sure if that was intentional or not. That was a very large beverage used, I have no idea what that is. That was a large drink. Okay.
I think
Black position was great. So, whatever happened in the recording here, let's back up the analysis. It started with this E5 with by Haik and then the transition by Hikaru. Or risk is immediate, as Robert pointed out here on this diagonal. A bit of a strange transition. Now, positionally, white is still okay, sure, but you're looking at a nice thing, right? And black doesn't have the kind of minor pieces we hope for when you're going to take advantage of the game set, right? But still, not a bad start for the yellow meeting.
Yeah, but I like the way you pointed it out, because what white would ideally like to do is trade off these lights with bishops, and pawn to g3, into g2, castle by hand, and then go and attack the d5 pawn. So I actually like Haik's response.
Yeah.
If we're going to trade bishops, you can on my terms, and you see my pawn structure by allowing me to capture that pawn, and that is conflict with the pawn. So I like the way that both are getting this. Right now, I think it's easier for black to play, and I think it's watching using the shoes.
Yeah, I wonder if white would look at I guess to kind of again force the issue that you're talking about, right? White doesn't want to trade, and white doesn't want to leave this thorn in its side either, because that causes disruption here in the game. So F3 would be a move I would consider if I was Hikaru. But yeah, he's definitely got his work cut out for him early on here. And guys is too like incredible attackers and in some messy positions today, I think, but this is a very tame position. Bishop c5 now played as you suggested, Robert. And we're gonna get the kind of trade that basically leaves white with a target and black with a target. Right? Who coordinates better. Objectively in OTB chess, this would probably just be, a draw equal. But we'll see what happens to the ensuing time pressure.
Black's position is quite decent right now, but going forward, white's position is better. It's incredibly a6.
d5 is played a way to try to justify the trying to create targets. Interesting point that you highlighted c7. From an educational perspective, you have to be aware that just because it's a rook ending coming doesn't mean it's a guaranteed draw, and usually the first person to get the 7th rank in situations like this has great winning chances despite all other things being equal. So you gotta watch out for that. Now it's up for Hikaru to think about, is there some way that he would gambit the h2 pawn, or just simple moves like h3 probably what we're gonna see here?
h3 looks best to me. He's probably thinking queen f4. And the point of queen f4 is you make double your own pawns, but then your rook on d1 hits d5, and your remaining pawns are protected, so you don't have to be stuck to some defense, and your rook on the c file ready to go through to c7. You made the point of rooks in the 7th rank despite being in the endgame. Having the rooks on the 7th rank is very powerful. Setting our calmly opts for h3, which I do think is the best.
One thing of the clock so far, right? You're happy if you're late, right? You're keeping pace with the beast, right? That's all you have to do sometimes is keep up with the beast on the clock, at least give yourself a chance. So right now both sides get level in regards to their time management. And black's a little bit worse here again. So we highlighted e3 as more of a target, everyone, but the queen's kind of staying on the board. If the queens came off, white's king a teeny bit more active, d5 a teeny bit more weak than e3. I like this move to try to double, kind of justify the queens on the board. But you are laughing in the face of infiltration.
Yeah, and this rook on c5 or c7. Honestly, it looks like Haik's pawns are about to start being plugged on rook c5, and it just takes care of at least one.
Yeah, white can always play rook d3 actually to guard e3, so this is a little bit tricky now. In fact, Hikaru likes your move, rook c5, better than my move. Classic Hikaru. Alright, rook c5 actually looks really good, and you might even have to watch out for back rank stuff in the near future if you're not careful. So this is now getting tricky for white. You can tell Hikaru is, super focused here, not necessarily the normal streaming Hikaru. He's really taking his time in a simple position. I feel like he's really trying to get a W to start things off here. He wants to get the most out of the small advantage.
Yeah, and there's not going to be any lagging or winning on the clock because of that 1 second increment, which means that even if you get a better position, you still have to prove that advantage down to the wire. So Hikaru's doing just that. He's playing an excellent game. I like the precision he has shown. And as you said, he is being deliberate in his actions. He's not just making it's out every single move he's played as far as a clear purpose. And honestly, I didn't like his position on the opening. Maybe I didn't quite comprehend the dynamics, but I thought that black was doing okay, and then very quickly, Haik was no longer in a good spot.
Right. Well, especially Hikaru's body language. When the check was given on a5, he kind of gave me Hikaru number 9. I speak fluent Hikaru f5. And he moved his king to f1, and I was like, I could have misinterpreted. I could have been Hikaru Nakamura number 13, which is actually the confident hip-hop, but not the bad one. So there you go. It's a fickle beast when it comes to translating those things. All right. Well, I agree. White is the one playing for 2 results here, and it's already a little bit hard to see Haik holding this because I think d5 is falling for it now.
It certainly is. You can take either pawn, and that's what Hikaru's doing. He's up and been on the clock. He's thinking, do I want the a5 pawn or the b5 pawn? Both look appetizing.
All right, well, we've already got 8,500 of you with us on Twitch, a couple thousand on YouTube. Thanks for tuning in to see yet another Speed Chess Championship affair. Hikaru Nakamura of TSM versus Haik Martirosyan. And it's going to be an exciting day. Now, Hikaru getting under time pressure, so I wonder what he's thinking about.
He does have the e3 pawn protected, so he does take up a5. And maybe this was a critical decision for him choosing to take, because if you take the d5 pawn, you do win a pawn, but then you're only up this e pawn, which can be hard to prove. By taking the queenside pawn, and d5 still being weak, perhaps the second hey, I'm going to win the second one in addition to the a5 pawn.
Well, let's analyze, because the key point is that rook c2 check just doesn't do anything. Right? The queen is guarding everybody. And so I guess it seems risky to move your rook to the edge of the board, but his point is now I leave you with the weakness and I took a healthy pawn rather than taking the weak pawn as you said on d5. So yeah, really a critical decision. And we see rook check now, rook d2, and then we see him take another large drink of that insanely big, I think, energy drink. He's going to be full of energy for the internet. Okay, I like this move by Haik, even if it doesn't work out. I like the craziness. 0.2 seconds, he just moved that, by the way.
And Haik is a great bullet player, so even though he has 1.2 seconds left, he still will be able to get moves off here. And I like what Hikaru is doing. He's spending a bit of time centralizing, because the last thing you want is allow a bunch of checks. Here comes that queen, hitting a2 and threatening queen c1. We need to the top. We need to
0.4. Oh man.
Did you see that last trick, Danny? He went rook and
yeah, that was nice. Queen a6 check would have almost shown as soon as the game is over, because I believe Hikaru will be converting in this soon. But that's your best chance, right? Is to catch someone in blunders, and Hikaru doesn't take the bait.